Speaker sir, I have been many years in this house and normally when demands are presented, normally what is discussed is broad policy decisions and some specifics. But literally like a question hour, questions were asked and debated. In a way it is a good sign, people are more concerned. We have many new members in the house, so they are more enthusiastic. Question hour, it seemed like a question hour, whatever was debated. Nevertheless, Speaker sir, as I support these demands, I would go generally in all the three things and then I'll go to the specifics, what every member has raised so that they get answer, they are satisfied to what they have raised in this house. Speaker sir, as far as transport is concerned, I have said it earlier and I would reiterate. While things might have improved to a large extent or to a certain extent, pandemic was a big setback to us. It put the clock back. आमकां ते प्रमाणान जो सुदार हाडपा जाय आसलो करपा जाय आसलें आमकां ते प्रमाणान मेळ्ळो ना आनी इट हॅपन नॉट ओन्ली इन ट्रान्सपोर्ट इन वेरियस थिंग. आतां सादारण मनशाचे सामान्य मनशाचे प्रवास कशे करता, हाव ही goes about traveling is by buses. आमकां private buses रस्त्यार ज्यो आसल्यो प्री पॅन्डमिक 1107. आज with great difficulty only 700 come on the road, 600 to 700, because the pandemic times was very bad times for them. They could not bring all the buses on the road, so there is a shortfall of 407 buses as far as the private sector is concerned, and they are just not in a position, in spite of me helping them in various ways, which I am coming to later. As far as the KTC is concerned, Kadamba Transport Corporation, we have got 496 buses. Electrical vehicles we got about 50. So totally we have got 546 buses. As you know, the future lies in our children, the school children. Out of this normal operation of the Kadamba buses, आमचे भुरग्यांक हाडपाक व्हरपाक बस्यो मागता. आमी ना म्हणपा शकना. बाल रथ म्हूण आमी स्कीम करून बस्यो दिल्ल्यो. आज 200 सुमार त्यो इनऑपरेटिव्ह आसा. हू इज गोइंग टू फील द गॅप? भुरगीं कशीं स्कॉला पावतलीं पोस्ट पॅन्डमिक? स्कॉला वचपा जाय, कॉलेजी वचपा जाय, आनी आमी 86 बसीस ऑपरेट करता. आनी बाल रथ 420 numbers was there which were given the buses. As I said, 200 are not on the road. And as far as additional demand, हिंगा सगळे जाण म्हाका दिसता एकटोय बाराय नासतना सगळे बस्यो मागता. आपल्या ह्या पॉयंटासून ह्या पॉयंटार बस पावना, स्टुडंटां प्रवास करपा मेळना, लोकां प्रवास करपा मेळना. उणेचशे 200 बसीस आनी डिमांड आसा. आतां हुंयसून हाडपाच्यो बस्यो, रुटा वयल्यो काडपाच्यो, नवीन बस इन्वेस्टमेंट हे स्थितीन कोण पोजिशनान ना न्यू इन्वेस्टमेंट करपा आमचे प्रायवेट बस. हांव तेंचे कडेन उलोवणी करता तेन्ना कदंबा बसीज हाडपा खबर आहा तुमकां आर्थीक आमची परिस्थिती कितें आसा ती. तरी आसतना एंड ऑफ द इयर बाय डिसेंबर आनी 100 आमी इलेक्ट्रिकल व्हेकल हाडटा. आमी 50 इलेक्ट्रिकल व्हेकल ऑलरेडी हाडलेले आसा. आमचो एकूच प्रश्न जाता, एकूच आमकां डिफिकल्टी येता म्हणल्यार वी डोंट हॅव सफिशियंट चार्जिंग स्टेशन्स. फॉर दॅट ऑल्सो वी हॅव ऑलरेडी इनिशिएटेड द स्टेप्स एंड नेक्स्ट फ्यू मंथ्स you will have as many charging stations that are required. आमी काम करूना अशें ना. इनफॅक्ट मिटींग जेन्ना चर्चा जाली, मिटींग जाली केंद्र मंत्र्या कडेन, हांवें आनिकूय बसीस मागिल्ल्यो आसा. आमकां हे प्रमाणान जावपा ना म्हूण. कित्याक हे बसीची गरज आसा. आतां बसीचे उलयता बस्यो तरी आमी हाडपा शकना. आनी इलेक्ट्रिकल बसीजाच्या उलयतना म्हाका दिसता आतांच क्लॅरिफिकेशन हांव विजया कडेन मागतालो, बेश्टो कितें आरोप करून वचनाका. ताकाय खबर आहा, तेणेंय म्हणलें इट वॉज अ लिगसी ही इनहेरिटेड. बट आय डोंट वॉन्ट टू ब्लेम माय प्रेडिसेसर की तेणें कितें घोटालो केलो. एज यू आर सेईंग एनीथींग ताका स्कॅम दिसता की स्कॅम केले म्हणून 70 रुपीज रेट आमी फारीक करता. म्हाजे कडेन फूल डिटेल आसा, हांव मुद्दम हांगा सांगता. आनी टू ऑपरेट द इलेक्ट्रिकल बसीस अदमासान आमी कॅल्क्युलेशन म्हणजे डिटेल कॅल्क्युलेशन केला आणि ते डिटेल कॅल्क्युलेशना प्रमाणे हांव मुद्दम सांगता द कॉस्ट ऑफ इनिशियल कॉस्ट इज व्हेरी हाय टू प्रोक्युअर अ इलेक्ट्रिकल बस बट इफ यू लुक एट द प्राइस ऑफ डिझल and operating cost and the cost which is reduced as a consequence of using electricity to charge the thing, it comes almost the same. आणि हांगा जो तो सांगतालो आमी 70 रुपीजान येयला हे मुद्दम हाडला BST that is Maharashtra per kilometer cost is 74. Same cost Ghaziabad 69.45, Meerut 69.45, Bareilly 69.45 आणि प्रत्येक आंकडो पळोवपाक गेल्यार 67.75 that is in Jaipur, West Bengal it is 67, Dehradun it is 66.78. सो हे पळय म्हणटा की तेन्ना कोणें हांवें न्हू पूण कोणें केल्ले ते हाय रेट केल्ले म्हाका दिसना आमचे ऑफिसरूय काम करतना गोंयचे स्टेट कॉर्पोरेशना लॉस करून करतले म्हूण हेजेर खूब चर्चा जाल्ली डिस्कशन जाल्ले हे सगळें करूनच तेणी केल्ले आनी हांव मुद्दम सांगता तेंचे किलोमिटर पर डे 450 किलोमिटर जाता तेंच्यो बस्यो आसा 1000 बस्यो 500 बस्यो आमच्यो 100 बस्यो ना 50 बस्यो आमचो हायेस्ट ऑपरेशन जाता 250 किलोमिटर और 220 किलोमिटर पर डे सो यू कॅनॉट कंपेर बोथ स्टील हांवें सांगलां तशें डिटेल तुमकां हें टॅब्युलेशन आय कॅन प्लेस इट ऑन द टेबल ऑफ द हावस एज वेल इफ यू वॉन्ट इट कम्स टू 69 रुपीज वयल्यान आमी पयशे मायज कशेंय दिवना आतां पब्लीक ट्रान्सपोर्टेशना वयता तेन्ना थोडे सेक्टर अशे आसा वी हॅव टू हॅव बसीस देर फॉर एग्जाम्पल फॉर द सेक ऑफ इवन अ पर्सन समटायम्स हू कम्स एट द डबुलीम एअरपोर्ट ही फील्स आपण 2000 टिकेटी येता 2 म्हयने पयलीं बूक केल्यार 3000 मेळटा मुंबयसान येवपाक तुमकां खबर आसतली आनी टॅक्सी जेन्ना फ्लॅट रेट सांगता थोडे मिटर तुमी घायला म्हणटले आय एम कमिंग टू दॅट लेटर 3000 पडटा पयर म्हाजो एकटो फ्रेंड आयिल्ले एअरपोर्टा आशिल्ले भायर सोदता वास सोऱ्याचो सांगता मुद्दम कितें जाता तें म्हाजी कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी म्हाका खबर आहा सोऱ्या वास ते काडटानी हेटाले बरे आसले आसतले वास येयलो आनी सांगता 3000 रुपया फेर जो फ्लायट प्रवास करून 2000 येता 2500 येता पणजे पावपा 3000 ही फील्स द पिंच हे भाशेन ह्यो व्यवहार थोडे चलयता हांव म्हणना सगळे जाण अशें करता सगळे टायमा हें जाता पूण एक टायमा अशें जाता आनी हेजेरूच मागीर ते सोशल मिडियाचेर वयता नांव पिड्डें जाता आतां ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन म्हणटा तेन्ना हांवें फक्त एक सांगिल्लें गव्हर्मेंटान फ्री मिटर दिले फ्री मिटर कित्याक दिले की हायकोर्टान आदेश दिलो टुरिजम अँड ट्रॅव्हल क्लब असोसिएशन ऑफ गोवा TTAG कोर्टान गेले कोर्टान आदेश दिलो आमी ते फक्त पालन केले जाता तितले स्मुथली हाडपा आमी प्रयत्न केली मिटरूय गायल्या मिटर यूज करना आनी सांगप ट्युरिस्टांचे घालप ते सांगता मिटर नाका कितल्योश्यो कंप्लेन हांवें सगल्यो हाडून हावजान दाखोवपाचे तुमकां खबर ना कितें जाता तें आनी हांवें फक्त एकूच सांगिल्लें हांवें सांगना आमी फायनलायज केला ओला उबर हांवें केन्ना हांवें सांगला यू आर द पीपल तुमी टॅक्सीवाले आमंत्रण दितले यू आर गोइंग टू इन्वायट ओला एंड उबर एंड आय स्ट्रेस्ड इट अगेन एंड अगेन आय वॉन्टेड टू सी एंड पुट दीस पर्टिक्युलर थिंग ऑफ एग्रिगेटर कित्याक हांव जाणा गोवा मायल्स म्हणल्यार आनी हेज्यावन चड बोवाड जातली बिकॉज एज आय सेड अर्लियर आय सेड it was born in sin, it will die in sin. It has almost reached that stage at that particular point of time because proper procedure was not followed. But एक aggregator हाडटा नामनेच्या एग्रिगेटरांचे नाव हांवें मुद्दम काडले पब्लीक डोमेनान हाडले रिएक्शन पळोवपा रिएक्शन 2 आयली जनरल पब्लीक तुमी जाणा आसतले सोशल मिडियाचेर वेलकम द स्टेप आय नो which phones I never get even from my opponents. Best thing you are doing. गोंयकारांक आमकां एग्रिगेटर जाय हेंची चड दादागिरी जाता म्हाका सांगलें हे कोण सगळे उलोवपी फोटे उलयता आनी हांव म्हाका फोटे उलोवपा हावजान गरज आसा म्हाजी कितें इंट्रस्ट आसा I want to give the best cheap transport for transportation to the tourists coming to Goa. I want to give the cheapest taxi fares to local people. जेन्ना हांव दिल्ली प्रवास वयता, माझे फ्रेंड म्हाका सांगता मुंबय वयता, पुना वयता, एग्रिगेटराचे आजकाल सगळे मोबायलाचे एग्रिगेटर टॅक्सी आपयता थ्रू डिफरंट एग्रिगेटर्स. सोय म्हाजो एकटो फ्रेंड दिल्ली डेली म्हाका मेळपा येतालो, हांव दिल्ली वयता तेन्ना. तो म्हणटा आपण 800 रुपया फारीक करतालो पयलीं, फोन करून कॉल टॅक्सी आसताली. आज तो म्हणटा आपण 250 ते 300, रातची जाल्यार 400. लिटरली इट हॅज कम टू हाफ. I know Ola Uber also has a problem. कोणे आंकडो दिलो, they have a loss of 70,000 crore. That is the internal issue. Some people say 40,000 crore. It may not be in the best shape. I will never get any aggregator or any company force it down the throat of Goans, which will affect them and affect in such a manner. Remedy should not be worse than the disease. We have already a disease. People are not happy the way taxis are operating. Let me be clear. I have nothing against them. माझे एकूच सांगणी, हांवें पयलेंय सांगिल्लें, म्हाका एकूच सांगा, गोंयांत बरे बरे शोरूम आसा, शॉप आसा. परत हांव रिपीट करता, म्हणून फ्लिपकार्ट, एमेझॉन आनी हे सगळे असले जे ॲपाचेर ऑपरेट जाता, तुजे घरा शॉपिंग घेवन येतात, तांकां तुमी बंद करपाक शकता? शॉपां हांवें इतले पयशे मोडला, म्हाज्या दुकानार कोण येवपा ना, आय कॅनॉट सेल माय प्रॉडक्ट. विल इट हॅपन लायक दीस? प्लीज टेल मी. And you are in the same way taxi. If there is a aggregator, if on the mobile somebody can call a taxi, will not any tourist, will any local not prefer that to call the taxi nearest to your place of residence, so he does not have to put his meter and charge you for that particular thing? आमकां गोंयकारांक एक संवय जाला. आमचे टॅक्सी भाव म्हाजेच भाव तेय म्हाजे भाशेन गोंयकार. एक ट्रीप मारपाची, 2 ट्रीप मारपाची, चड रिटर्न ट्रीप आनी डबल ट्रिबल चार्ज करपाची. हांव म्हणना सगळे तशें करता. थोडे इतले ऑनेस्ट आसा, इतले बरे आसा. आय कॉल देम एम्बेसिडर्स ऑफ गोवा. दे आर द पीपल टुरिजम खरें तेणी सांबाळला. पूण कितें जाता, ग्रीड इज समथींग वीच फिनिशीज एनीबडी and everybody. It can encompass anybody. Todeच जशें म्हणटा, if there are few bad apples in your basket, entire thing will become bad. हे थोडेच जाण थोडे प्रमाणान असले गोश्ट्यो करता, सगल्यांक बॅड नेम हाडटा, बाकीच्या टॅक्सीवाल्यांक. हांव जाणा, पॅन्डेमीक टायमार एक गरीब टॅक्सीवाले आसले, कशे सफर जाले, अन्न नासले, कसली कसली कामां केलां, म्हाकाय काळजी आसा. आनी हो सरकार तांकां मदत करनासतना रावना. तांकां कितें कितें वेव करूं ना. बस ऑपरेटर आसूं दी, टॅक्सीवाले आसूं दी, आमी तेंचे टॅक्स वेव केले फॉर दॅट पॅन्डेमीक पिरियड. वी वेव द पेनल्टीज. आय गेव फ्री मिटर्स. माय ऑनरेबल चीफ मिनिस्टर एग्रीड विथ मी एंड वी गेव देम फ्री मिटर्स. पूण आतां कितें जालें, 80% इन्स्टॉल केले आमी, ओन्ली 20% उरला इन्स्टॉल करपाचे. पूण मिटर तरी इन्स्टॉल केले आनी ते तरी वापर करना. आदी चलताले तेंच चलोवपाक सोदता. म्हणजे सरकार कितें आसा? आज घडी तुमी तिने आसतले, हिंगा तूं आसलो जाल्यार तुमी पूट युअर सेल्फ इन माय शूज. तुमी कितें करपाचें? तुमी अशेंच चलपा दिवपाचें आनी अशेंच चलपा दिवपाचें. हांव कितें टॅक्सीचेर एगेन्स्ट आसा? म्हाजें कितें तेंचे कडेन दुश्मनी आसा? हांवें म्हणलोलें, आजुनूय म्हणटा, तुमी आमंत्रण दिता ओला उबरा म्हूण असले एग्रिगेटरा. तरी आसतना आय एम अ बॅलन्स पर्सन. आय वॉन्ट अ बॅलन्स डिसिजन. हांव तांकां परत सांगपाक सोदतां, हे सोबे माजार इन दीस ऑगस्ट हावज आय वॉन्ट टू टेल देम, यू फॉर्म युअर ओन app has to come. I am very clear on this. We have to have an aggregator. And I am not in love with Ola, Uber or anybody. These two names I had mentioned, or any aggregator for that matter. I am ready to help them. Let them have their own app. Let all taxi fellows come together. Government will help them. I will help them personally. We will fund it also. But let there be an aggregator. Let everything be. Today everything is digital. Are we not going digital? Are you not demanding आता तुम्ही म्हणटाले ट्रान्सपोर्ट सर्विसान आमकां डिजिटल वचपा जाय? More services have to come in the domain of clicking a button and getting it at your doorstep. हें तुमकां नाका? आनी ओन्ली टॅक्सी येता तेन्ना गोंयकार गोंयकार म्हूण वयल्यान तुमी तांकां फुडारा त्रासान घालता. today or tomorrow, it is bound to happen. Nobody can stop something going digital or going the modern way. We have to always adopt the best practices that are there for any sector. Transport is something what we have to improve. हांवें तुमकां सांगला ते भाशेन इतल्यो बसीस शॉर्टेज आसा. प्रवास करपा आज लोक टॅक्सी शेअरिंग मुंबई सारक्या सिटीनी, चेन्नई सारक्या सिटीनी, बेंगलोर सारक्या सिटीनी टू सेव मनी. People have improvised. Things are changing. Besides having an aggregator, besides having cheap transport in a taxi, they have learned to have shared taxi as well. It will happen in Goa. If I am going to the same destination, you go on an app, click and say, I am going to so and so. Are you coming with me? असले जावपा जाला. Can you stop this? And आमी म्हणटा आमकां aggregator नाका. In the name of गोंयकार आमी कित्याक misguide करता. हे जावपाक जायना. So, and when we take the decision, I want to inform this August House, along with my cabinet colleagues, because it concerns tourism in a big way, the Honorable Chief Minister and others also who want to join us, as well as I will take one or two people from the opposition. We will call them. फाल्यां फाटल्यान दुसरेच ते उलोवपा नाका. आज जाता ते आमी टॉलरेट करपा ना. आय वॉन्ट टू बी व्हेरी स्ट्रिक्ट. म्हाका एक सांग, वेन्झी उलयता, ऑनरेबल वेन्झी आमचो उलयता, वारका गेल्यार म्हाजे फ्रेंडां जाला, एक पार्टी न्हू, दोन पार्टी न्हू, चार पार्टी, पांच पार्टी, कितें जाता तें सांगता. क्लब महिंद्रा आहा थिंगा वयता. म्हाजो फ्रेंड येयला जाल्यार म्हाजी प्रायवेट गाडी घेवन हांव गेलो पिकअप करपा जायना. तूं ताका पिकअप करून येता म्हणल्यार तुजे चारूय टायर पंक्चर. कितले एग्जाम्पल जाय तुका, कितले विटनस जाय. आं
Speaker sir, I would like to tell Honorable Minister, जे तुम्ही examples दिता, that is not apple to apple.
Let him
you
complete.
please sit down. I'm on my legs. Let me reply first. Same thing is happening in other places. I remember even when Goa Miles had come. ना बाकी सगळे कडेन गार, आपले इंतून आपले बाटान नाका, हुंय नाका, कलंगूट नाका, कांदोली नाका, मारगांव रेल्वे स्टेशना नाका, कोलवा नाका, बाणाले नाका, वारका नाका. हे कितें? Islanding within a small state of Goa? We are half the size of a district of other states. We all sitting here don't have the capacity to devise a system and all come together for the betterment of Goa, giving cheap transport to the people of Goa. A few people who know how to fight, who go and protest, get the common taxi fellow who otherwise is not earning anything, and then try to hold the entire population and the tourists who come here to ransom. Is this fair? हे सारखे म्हाका सांगा, कुसेसा हात घाला. पॉलिटिक्सा लागून आमी वाट लावया नाका की कोणा सांबाळपा जाय म्हूण. आमी एक जाणा जावा. वी आर एट द बिगिनींग ऑफ आवर टर्म. असले डिसिजन आहा आतां घेवया. तुमकां तरी हाश म्हणटले, तुमचे कॉन्स्टिट्युन्सी लोक आहा 4 वर्सांनी विसरतले. कितें याद करतले? हे सगळे जावन तेणी डिसिजन घेयला, बरें जालें. आमच्या गोंयकारांक प्रवास करपाक बरे प्रमाणान मेळटा. कितें इतल्यो बस्यो येवपाक शकना. टायम्स हॅव चेंज. पोस्ट पॅन्डमिक देर आर मेनी न्यू थिंग्स, न्यू नॉर्मल्स. दीस इज गोईंग टू बी द न्यू नॉर्मल. सो हे आमी लक्षांत दवरपा जाय. नाजाल्यार बेश्टे आमी वी गो विथ द टायड, सायड विथ द रॉंग थिंग्स, वी वील ऑल सफर. हे आमी जावपाक दिवया नाका. याद करता, पॅन्डमिक टायमा वी रिच्ड आउट टू देम. दुसरें सांगता, एक कॉम्पन्सेशन 2013 स्कीम आसली. एक्सिडेंट जाता तांकां एक पयसो रिलीज जावना. ते लोकांक पयशे 200 people were given, 208 people were given assistance. 4 crores was released. म्हणजे केन्ना कोणा एक्सिडेंट जालो, irrespective of whether they had insurance or not, irrespective of whether they had insurance or not, we paid them 2 lakh per person. म्हणजे 4 crore आम्ही दिले. We paid the taxes, we paid the penalties, and we in the same way bus owners, एक अनेक scheme आसली, fuel subsidy 3 rupees per kilometer. We have already released more than 54 crores. This scheme was not implemented. It was there on paper. Funds were there. And now we discontinued it as on March 2019. If you, now people are applying, it is not that we did not give them. Atta apply korta. आमी पळयताले आतां लायबिलिटी कितली जातली, another 57 crores. Why we gave them the money? It is like giving money literally for free, which was from the department. Why we gave them? They suffered during the pandemic. I gave them that money with the hope that most of the buses will come on the road. Post-pandemic, we will not face a situation. But go to see, more than 600 are not in a position to come on the road because they said tire got zale, engine got zale, आमी प्रवास करूना, battery down जाला, बसूच आमी हाडपा शकना. From where the government will give so many people that much of money? So think of it. So this is as far as transport is concerned. Bus stands, I am aware, they are in one of the worst dilapidated condition. आणि ट्रान्सपोर्टाचे उलयतना बाब दिगंबर कामत, मान्य दिगंबर कामतांनी म्हणलें की PPP दिनाका. बाब जोशुआ उलयतना आनी आनीकूय कोण एक दुसरो आमदार उलयतना कोंतान कोर पूण PPP तरी दी, कित्याक सरकारा कडेन पयशे खूंय आसा. मारगांव तुजें हांव जाणा प्रायम एरिया आहा, प्रायम एरिया ती आहा म्हणूच कोण तरी येतलो न्हू, तेकाय परवडपा जाय. ते बरे बस स्टँड चकचकीत करपा, एम्युनिटीज लोकांक दिवपा, बरे टॉयलेट करपा. आतां ऑनरेबल मायकल लोबो सांगतालो म्हापसा तो गेल्लो, थिंगा भितर सरपा जायना, टॉयलेट सुद्दां सारकें ना. राजधानी आमची पेंजीम कॅपिटल, ते बस स्टँडार थिंगा वचपा जाता. आमचे ट्रान्सपोर्ट भवन आहा, आमचे पयशे खुंयचे येतले, खुंयच्या सरकारा कडेन पयशे आसा. हांव ट्रान्सपोर्ट मिनिस्टर कॉन्फरन्सांकूय गेल्लो, थिंगा चर्चा जाली. सगळे स्टेट ट्रान्सपोर्ट कॉर्पोरेशनाचे लोक आहा ते सांगताले आपली परिस्थिती. तेंचे सगळ्यांचे आयकून आमकां दिसता आमचीच परिस्थिती होती बरी आहा. पण हाव दिस इज रेमेडीड? दे ऑल्सो हॅव गॉन इन PPP मोड. They have also privatized. They have given to private people. Only then they have been able to survive and get better facilities for the people. So you tell me what is to be done. I have diverse opinion. Two people telling me one thing, some other person telling me another thing. But I think ultimately, as Honorable Joshua D'Souza was telling, because of MAPSA, I have to go in the PPP mode. I am from Murmugaon Taluka. I have a problem in Murmugaon as well. Vasco bus stand has to be done. Only the piling, after doing the piling work, contractor had issue. He said, everything has gone up. He abandoned the work, he went away. Again, I have to put that back on the road. Sogle kodenji story zala. GSR wadla, sogle rate wadla. So we have to get things working. It is not that we are not doing as far as the transport sector is concerned. I also want that things have to improve, whether it is your bus stand, whether it is your bus itself operating. And you see the demand itself. We have got 200 cases of people who are demanding. Honorable MLAs like you, honorable leaders of different schools, principals, भुरग्यां लागून बसी जाय, 200 बसी हांव हुंयच्यो दितलो. पूण आमी थोडे थोडे करून हुंय सारकी गरज आहा थिंगा दिता. आनी हेच भाशेन म्हाका दिसता सगळे कडेन आमी दिवचेच पडटले. एंड fuel subsidy, already I have covered, I told you. Digital meters, how 80%, 9,457 have fitted. That means 88% they have completed. Balance is only 1,268. But they have to use the meters. Without using the meters, it is of no use. What will be the use of using those meters if they don't use the meters? हे आमी लक्षांत दवरपा जाय. दुसरें, before I go into the specific of every demand, I go to industries, trade and commerce. I need not say, it is not my habit to say that nothing was happening before, now it will happen. But everyone knows what it was. Last maybe for quite some time, I don't want to say years and point fingers even indirectly at anybody. There is no substantive proposals coming or industry in that way coming to Goa. And industries, anga yeiल्यारूच, it generates economic activity. It generates employment. It will help propel our economy. If there is no industry, if there is nobody coming, what will happen? Therefore, very consciously, I had a very close look at the investment promotion board policy, as well as the allotment of plots as far as IDC is concerned. I am happy that I have a chairman in the persona of Alexo Reginald Lorenzo. He also came and met me. I told him, let us think of getting industry come what may. Let us be transparent in allocation of plot. As the industries minister, as the government, I proposed, my decision will be deciding only policy, deciding which is a good proposal, what is good for Goa, getting non-polluted industry, employment generation industry, getting the existing industry, गोंयकार जे आमचे prosperous आहा, बरे प्रमाणान इंडस्ट्री चलयता, तांकां सुद्धा एक्सपान्शन करपाक मुजे कडेन इंडस्ट्री मिनिस्टर जाता, कंप्लेन घेवन आयले की आमकां लँड दिना म्हूण, आमकां लँड मेळना म्हूण, तांकां फर्स्ट प्रेफरन्स दिवपाचें कोण आहा तांकां, आनी आमी न्यू इंडस्ट्री वेलकम करतना आदी इंडस्ट्री आहा तांकांय आमी फूल प्रमाणान सपोर्ट करून आमी एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन गोंयांत जावपा जाय. एक सायडीन आमी म्हणटा इंडस्ट्री हाडपा जाय, हाडल्यार आमकां एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट जातले. एम्प्लॉयमेंट ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी तरी ना, आमचे सगळे भुरगे भायर वयता, आमचे भुरगे गोंय सोडून चल्ले, गोंयकार कमी जाता, मागीर म्हणटा गोंयकारूच ना, हूंय गेला, सगळे भायर गेला म्हणटा. अरे आमी तांकां ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी क्रिएट करपा जाय न्हू. आमी व्हेरी कॉन्शियसली समजून डिसायड करपा जाय गोंयचे खातीर खरें कितें बरें काय वायट तें, नाजाल्यार सगळे वायट वायट म्हणपाची आतां संवय जाल्ली आसा. इट इज बिकमींग ओल्याचेर सुकें जोडटा, सुक्याचेर ओलें जोडटा, बरें तेंय आमी वायट म्हणटा, मागीर कशें आमी फुडें वयतले. इंडस्ट्री बरी आमी हाडपा जाय म्हणून हांव मुद्दम सांगता हांगा, आय हॅव फॉर्म्युलेटेड अ न्यू पॉलिसी. इट इज कमिंग बिफोर द कॅबिनेट टुमॉरो, and thereafter on the last day of the session I will be getting it in the house. I don't want to do it now before following the formalities, and I am confident, I muddam sangta, in 5 years a minimum of 30,000 employment opportunities will be generated with this new policy, as well as I will get an investment of more than 20,000 crores in the next 5 years. That's the minimum target of mine. And I have taken everything into consideration as far as formulating this industrial policy is concerned. In fact, allotment of land, I want to inform the August House, one salient thing, I am handing over the entire thing to IDC. I don't want anything with me as the government. Normally our government wants to keep everybody, IPB wants to keep. Government is there for broad policy decision. Government is there to meet them, welcome the industrialists, discuss with them and call them. Recently we had a meeting, Honorable Chief Minister, myself, we had a meeting with Chandrasekaran, Mr. Chandrasekaran, who is the chairman of Tata and Sons, and we are going to formulate a task force. Their presence is there in Goa, but very small. We said we want a bigger presence. We want you to come and do something meaningful in Goa. Please generate employment. Please help us solve our employment in a big unemployment problem in a big way. And they have all promised us help. Since I was Industries Minister in 1990, I still have some contacts. They have given me more contacts with the industrialists. Everybody wants to come to Goa. And it was very heartening. I was there for a function where the Honorable Finance Minister was there, Minister of State for Finance, and I met many industrialists. They said, yes, now that you are there, we will come. I said, I will call you only when I formulate my new policy. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I should know what I can give you. I should know what Goa can do for you. At the same time, there are things which I need to do, like the power sector is, I should say, is not in the best of health as far as industry is concerned. I remember when I was power minister, I had put a substation at Verna, which I had done departmentally in record time. Today, that power from there goes to Majorda, it goes back to Murmunga as well. So the power, the voltage is very low. Low voltage power is good as no power for industry. That is why one of the best industrial estate, not only in Goa, they call it the best industrial estate elsewhere. Today it is suffering from quality power. We will be doing something. In fact, Honorable Chief Minister took the initiative and asked the industrialists, and he asked the private power suppliers to give us power so that we can supply back to them. And the Goa Industries Association was kind enough to say that they will pay for the extra power, not put the burden of the government. Somehow it did not work. But we are working with the thinking that all the stakeholders should come together and see that the whole industrial scenario as far as Goa is concerned changes. When some honorable member made a very valid point in the House, and I want this message to go down, I want to say it in this August House. People lower down are deciding whom to give the plots, what to do with the plots. There is manipulation. I agree with that. Now you have a chairman who means well. I definitely want to see that industry comes. We will not tolerate any of these things what happened in the past, manipulated by some low-level bureaucrats, whether in IDC or elsewhere. I have come to know that they were saying there is no land available in Verna Industrial Estate. I know there is, as somebody said here, more than 20 lakh square meters is available if you combine all the industrial estates. There is quite a lot of land even in Verna Industrial Estate. This was somehow kept under wraps, I don't know for what, and who was manipulating. Things are going to change. Things have started to change. The main thing is faith. I am happy whether it is the Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industry, whether it is the Goa Industries Association, Damu Kochkar, who is very active. They said that now we see things are going to happen. We want things to move, and we are confident that something will happen. That's why I don't want to let the stakeholders down. Recently, Honorable Chief Minister and I were there for a function. He was so open and vocal about what happened in the past, and he said, this is what I expect in the future, and I don't want to let them down because of the faith they have. This government will definitely deliver. This government will try to get non-polluting best industry in Goa. As far as allotting of land is concerned, we will do it in the most transparent manner. We will build up MSME sector as well. As far as generating employment for locals are concerned, as you know, we cannot include it as a policy directly because it is very difficult. It will be against the constitution. People have tried it in the past. But we are trying to incentivize, though we are already doing it in a small way for the very small sector, giving them concessions, some other incentives, what we can give them, we will be giving them so that they feel inclined to include maximum youth for employment in their factories. Also, I want to propose to them skill development. You don't say when your factory is set up, there are no locals trained for that job. Instead, what they should do, train our boys earlier, send them somewhere. This is also what I'm going to propose to the industry. In the past, I have done it. And I want to say, today, even with MOPA coming up, I call it the engine of growth. And with MOPA coming up, what was the thing that this government demanded from them? You have to have a skill training center. Initial plans were only to train them to ITI. I said, no, that is not enough. You need a proper skill development center, and that is what exactly they have done. And that is how you will find so many Goans employed there. And as far as the industry in the future is concerned, I think we have to welcome the new industry, non-polluting industry. We have to encourage our local entrepreneurs. We have to encourage MSME sector. We have to encourage ancillary units. We have to encourage the small people so that they act as feeder for the bigger companies, and they are the people who will generate the maximum employment. If that is what we want to do, we are inclined to do, then we will get results, and it will help our Goa, it will help our Goans, and that is what the way I propose to move forward. My industrial policy, I will try to give it to you on the last day of the session to all the members, and let me follow the proper formalities. Maybe one or two points what you all have said and stress, I will try to tweak it. Like I am also very much wanting that maximum employment should go to Goans. How we can little bit add it there and forcefully get it without sounding offensive, I will try to do it. That's why I will try to still get it to the House on the last day of the session. This is as far as the industry is concerned. The other specifics, I will go one by one to the point. This is a general thing what I want to say, what our MLAs have said. Coming to the panchayats, as far as the panchayats are concerned, right now nobody will look at what is done because they are only looking at the reservation. So much of debate was there. As said by Honorable Michael Lobo, that at least when you were there previously, when you did it, there were no complaints, it was done well. But I still remember so much heat was generated when I did it, this was not right, that was not right. Members vociferously that time from the other side demanded, give it to State Election Commission. I don't want to blame the State Election Commission. We gave it to them. Everyone knows what is the reality. I think I should not talk much more on this reservation. Matter is already in the court as far as the OBC reservation is concerned. I know for political sake, for political scoring brownie points, you all will raise it, everybody will try to raise it. That is not my intention. Intention of this government is very clear. आमकां सगळे लोक इंक्लूड केल्ले जाय. ST आसून दी, SC आसून दी, OBC आसून दी. हेज्या आदी आमी रिजर्वेशन केल्लें. एकेपे आमी कितें मागलोले कोर्टा कडेन, फकत आमकां आनी 2 म्हयने दी म्हूण. आनी कोर्टा दिसलें आमी इलेक्शनूच करपा नासल्या भाशेन. हांव नको ती तेंची समज आसली. आय डोंट वॉन्ट टू क्रिटिसायज देम ऑल्सो. It is their wisdom we accept. We have to accept what the court says. We were asking only for 2 more months to do a proper OBC reservation. I want to clear our government on this. It is not that we did not want OBC reservation or any reservation. We were going. Madhya Pradesh went to the Supreme Court, tenche decision aile. Maharashtra went to the Supreme Court, tenche decision aile. Test timer. Nale ami heja adi ami OBC reservation nahle, ST nahle, SC नासले व्यवस्थित आम्ही करू ना. ट्रिपल टेस्ट फॉलो करपा जाय. It was mandated, it has to come from the OBC corporation. So we had to give it to them. We only asked for 3 months. But now what has happened? Hurrying through it, and State Election Commission, the best they could do, they have done. We cannot blame them also, because in the shortest possible time it had to be done. Again, it is there in the domain of the court, because some people felt OBC reservation was not done, perhaps rightly so. But when there is paucity of time, when things are forced down, what can happen? And Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh जे judgment Supreme Court an येयले ते किती आयले? 3-3 वर्सां, 2-2 वर्सां, थोडे 4 वर्सां इलेक्शनू जावन आमचे गोंयान तशें जाला. आमी 4 वर्सां पंचायतीचे इलेक्शन कोन्नासतना दवरला. आमी फक्त 3 म्हयने मागिल्ले. आणि 3 म्हयने मागिल्ले. इट समटायम्स हेल्प्स. आनी म्हाका एक सांगा, आमी MLA आसा, सदां सरकार आसतनाच इलेक्शनां जाला. प्रेसिडेंट्स रूल आसतना आमी कोणूच नासतना इलेक्शन जावना, जाला न्हू. सो इट इज लायक दॅट, लायक प्रेसिडेंट्स रूल वेन देर इज नो असेंब्ली. सो देर वूड हॅव बीन नो पंचायत बॉडी फॉर लिटल टायम. ओ इट इज अ कॉन्स्टिट्युशनल थिंग म्हणल्यार तशें म्हणल्यार जायना. तशेंच म्हणल्यार अल्टिमेटली इन लायफ, in governance, everything is a balance. Continuous process, of course it is in the government, but at the same time we have to take a very balanced approach. But we have to face the brunt of bearing the brunt, saying that no, we did not want OBC. आणि तुम्ही म्हणटाले आता कोर्टान आसा, आमी तेजेर चड चर्चा कित्याक करया, हेजेर आमी चर्चा करया नाका. As far as panchayats are concerned, biggest problem that we face today is the garbage menace. आमी गार्बेज सारकी मॅनेज करपा जाय. आमी जे उलयता गोवा शूड बी क्लीन एंड ग्रीन, याद करता ह्या हावजा हांव मंत्री जालो तेन्ना वर्सा फकत 1 लाख मेळटालो गार्बेज मॅनेज करपा. इन एंड अरावंड द एअरपोर्ट बर्ड हीट बीन जाता म्हूण एक 1200 सगळे पंचायत आहा तांकां आमी 9 लाख रुपया दिवपाक केले. बाजार जाता, गार्बेज चड जनरेट जाता, फेस्तां जाता 7 लाख दिवपाक. आनी खंयच्याय पंचायती मिनिमम 5 लाख दिवपाक केले. आज हांव सांगता हे सोबे माजार हे सुद्धा एमावंट लेस आहा. हे आमी एमावंट इन्क्रीज करतले फुडारा. हे हांव हांगा तुमचे ऑगस्ट हावजान तुमकां सांगपाक सोदतां, कित्याक पंचायती कडेन नाजाल्यार पयशे ना. अंडर SBM स्वच्छ भारत अभियान आमी जायते गार्बेज मॅनेज करपाक इक्विपमेंट दिला. आमी MRF शेड घालून दिला सेग्रिगेशन ऑफ गार्बेज करपाक. पूण हांव जेन्ना जायते कडेन इनॉग्रेशनाक गेलो, जे हे मॅनेज करता सेंट्रल ऑफिशियल्सांकूय हांवें सांगलें, एक कॉन्फरन्स आमची जाली, तुमी आमकां इक्विपमेंट दिता, जाय तो पयसो दिता, स्टाफ कोण दितलो? पंचायतीचे स्टाफ तेच कामां दवरल्यार ते लोकां अटेंड करतले, सदां करतले ते काम करतले, काय तुमचे MRF चोयतले, काय गार्बेज मॅनेजमेंट चोयतले? नॅचरली यू हॅव टू गिव देम सेपरेट स्टाफ. सो इन दीस स्कीम ओनली प्लीज include to give more money to the panchayats. We have to strengthen the panchayat. They are local self-governments. You have to give them all the help. let them manage their thing properly. So हे आमी करपाक केला. हे आमी करना अशें ना, आमी करतले. हे हांवें मागणी केल्ली आसा. जशें आमकां 15th फायनान्स कमिशना आमकां हायस्ट 32 crore मेळटाले ते 75 crore मेळ्ळा तशें हे हांव जोगडून करून घेतलो. मीन्स स्टाफ, एडिशनल स्टाफ टू मॅनेज ओनली द गार्बेज, MRF shed, segregation at source, transporting it by the e-rickshaws to the particular where the garbage plant is there. All this I will get it done, and I want to get it done. So we have definitely got a roadmap onto what we are doing. आणि मुद्दम सांगता, टेक्निकल सेल करतगोच कितले प्रमाणान फास्ट कामां जातात ते तुमकां अनुभव येयला आसतलो. पयलें कितें जातालें, टेक्निकल क्लियरन्स घेवपाक एक ल्हान कितें गटर बांदतलो, बारीक काम करतलो विलेजीन, जाल्यार PWD फायल धाडची पडटाली. 6 म्हयने उत्ताले. हांव जाणा कितले सरपंच त्रास घेताले ते म्हाका सांगताले ते. आनी 6 म्हयन्यान एकदां फायलूय ना जाताली. आज व्हडले व्हडले प्रोजेक्ट सुद्दां सादारणपणे आमच्यो पंचायत्यो करपाक लागल्या. इन हावस क्लियरन्स, टेक्निकल सेल क्लियरन्स दिता. आनी आमचे पंचायत घर उणेच उणें 28 कितें हांवें स्वता इनॉग्रेट केला ड्युरींग माय लास्ट टेन्युअर एंड नाव. आनी 25 आर वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस. इतले न्यू पंचायत घर म्हण नाका, पंचायत हॉल म्हण नाका, मार्केट म्हण नाका. दीन दयाल इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेव्हलपमेंट स्किमेचे खालार 2 crore आसले ते हांवें 3 crore केला बांदपाक. अंडर दीस स्कीम वी आर बिल्डींग. म्हाका तें अशें करपा जाय, आनीक हायर ऑफिसर SC हाडून बसोवन लिमीट पास करपा इन्क्रीज करून इन हावस म्हणजे सरपंच आनी पंचायत आनी आमचे डायरेक्टरेटूच हें हँडल करतले. नाजाल्यार GSIDC वयता, कॉस्ट वाडटा, नाजाल्यार GTDC म्हूण आमी दिताले, हें वचपा जायना. आमकां कॅपेसिटी आहा. लेट माय पंचायत डिपार्टमेंट हँडल इट. हें हांव मुद्दम सांगपा सोदतां हे सभे माझा की आमी हे प्रोजेक्ट सुद्दां एट लेस्ट हाफ द कॉस्ट बरे प्रोजेक्ट, हे प्रकल्प जे येवपा जाय पंचायत सगळे एरियांनी येतले. आतां तुमकां थोडे बारीक बारीक स्पेसिफीक प्रॉब्लेम आसा सोडोवपाचें काम जरूर आमी करतले. आतां आय एम गोईंग टू द स्पेसिफिक्स ऑफ वॉट यू हॅव रेस्ड. दुसरें म्हाका याद जाता तशें कॉमन कार्डर हेच सरकारान म्हणजे प्रिवियस सरकारान हांव आसलो हांवेंच केल्ले कॉमन कार्डर म्हूण केल्ले. खूंय कंप्लेन्यो आयल्यो. तो क्लार्क आहा तो सरपंचाकाय व्हडलो म्हूण समजता. कोणूय सरपंच जावं, कोणूय डेप्युटी जावं, तो सगळ्यांक केअर करना, कचरो करता. रोखडे आमी ट्रान्सफर मारला. तुमकां मान्य आमदारान देखून असल्यो केसीस खंयचे पंचायतीन अशें जाता. 1-2 आमदार 3 आमदारान तेजेर उलयला. आमचे नदरे हाडा, इमिडिएटली आमी ट्रान्सफर करता. फर्स्ट दे वर नॉट ट्रान्सफरेबल. कॉमन कार्डर आमी ऑलरेडी केला तेंचे. Now they are transferable. We will take a strict disciplinary action. Why should it not be done? Why should they dictate terms to the elected sarpanches? Why should they dictate term to the elected MLAs? Even I had brought a change last time as a matter of right. पहिले सरपंच क्वेश्चन करपा शकताले तुम्ही आमदार हुंचे ग्रामसभे वचोन बसल्यार. I have changed that. You can go and sit there as a matter of right in the Gram Sabha because that area maybe of that particular sarpanch, that area also is you. You have 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 panchayats. Why should you not go and be part of the Gram Sabha proceedings wherever you want? So this is what change I introduced last time. So make use of it. Be a part of what decisions are taken for the good of Goa. You are not going there to distract something. You are going for a constructive purpose. Let that be the motto. So who can object? So हे तुम्ही लक्षात दवरपा जाय. हे चेंजीस हाडपाचे आमी हाडलेले आसा. बदल करपाचो बऱ्या खातीर आमी केलेलो आसा. ओन्ली इम्प्लिमेंट जावपा जाय. आनी इम्प्लिमेंट जाल्यारूच बऱ्यो वस्तू आहा त्यो गोंय बरें जातलें. आनी हेच कामा खातीर आमी म्हाका दिसता आमी सगळे जाण आसा. आतां दुसरें पंचायत हेजेर उलयतना I'll go into the specifics, I think, what all MLAs have raised. So in between what I have forgotten also I'll remember. I think Honorable Jennifer got her reply, Ola Uber. She said it's a failed business model. I have said it is not my endeavor only to get Ola Uber. I want the best. I will involve you also. You also can join when I initiate the discussion, Honorable Vijay Sardesai, Digambar and others also can join. It is nothing that I want to hide and do something. What is in the best interest of those taxi fellows, best interest of those stakeholders, as well as in the best interest of Goa. They having vested interest being taxi fellows, they may not have the best interest other than their own thing. You will have the interest. I have faith in that. We have been all elected for that. So you will also be joining in those discussions. Honorable Delilah Lobo spoke about shortage of buses, requirement for students. As I told you, on need basis, wherever required, we will see as far as possible हुई दिवपा मेळटा ते. सगळे कडेन आमकां दिवपा 200 कडेन 200 कडेनसून आमकां रिक्वेस्ट येयला, but we will do it.